The argument between the King James Bible and modern English translations has been running for a century, and most Christians have never been shown the actual textual basis of either side. The KJV is translated from one Greek text. Modern Bibles are based on a different Greek text. Both texts have history. Both have defenders. The popular intuition, KJV is older and therefore more reliable, is backwards from what the actual manuscript bases show. The KJV is translated from a printed Greek text first compiled in 1516 from approximately 6 late Byzantine manuscripts. Modern texts are based on a Greek text that incorporate the entire 5800 manuscript witness, including the earliest papyri from the 2nd through 4th centuries. The KJV's textual base is later and smaller than the modern Bible's textual base. That is not a partisan claim, it is what the dates say. To understand the actual translation debate and why it is more substantive than either popular framing makes it out to be, you have to start with the man who first printed a Greek New Testament for the printing press. Desiderius Erasmus was the great Dutch humanist scholar of the early 15th century. In 1516, working under pressure from a Swiss printer named Froben who wanted to beat a rival Spanish Greek New Testament to market, Erasmus compiled a printed Greek New Testament in approximately 6 months. He worked from the manuscripts he had at hand in Basel, approximately 6 Byzantine Greek manuscripts dating from the 12th to the 15th century. The manuscripts were good copies of the Byzantine text type, the form of the Greek New Testament that had been used by the medieval Greek Church for centuries. They were not the earliest manuscripts, they were the manuscripts available to Erasmus at the time. The papyri from the 2nd through 4th centuries that we have now had not yet been made available to European scholars. When Erasmus reached the Book of Revelation, his Greek manuscript was incomplete, missing the final verses. Under pressure to meet the deadline, he back-translated the missing verses from the Latin Vulgate into Greek. Those back-translated readings entered the printed text. Some of them survive in the Textus Receptus in the King James Bible today, Greek that was reconstructed from Latin by Erasmus in 1516. In a minute, I'm going to walk you through what happened with the Comma Johanneum, the explicit Trinitarian formula in 1 John 5:7 that became the KJV's most theologically famous reading, because that episode is the single sharpest illustration of how the Textus Receptus actually came together. But first, you need to see the critical text that modern translations use, because the comparison is what the debate is really about. The critical text is the modern Greek New Testament used by virtually every English translation produced since the late 19th century. ESV, NIV, NLT, NRSV, CSB, NASB, and most others. Its current editions are Nestle Aland 28, published in 2012, and the United Bible Society's Greek New Testament 5th edition, which share the same text. The critical text weighs the entire 5,800 manuscript Greek witness, including the earliest papyri. P52 is the Rylands fragment we walked through last week, dated to about 125 AD. P66 contains most of John's Gospel, dated around 200 AD. P75 contains large portions of Luke and John, dated around 225 to 225 AD. Codex Sinaiticus and Codex Vaticanus are nearly complete Greek New Testaments from the 4th century. The critical text weighs these early manuscripts heavily because they sit closer in time to the originals. When the popular intuition says the KJV is more reliable because older, it is conflating two things, the age of the translation, KJV 1611, with the age of the manuscripts behind the translation, KJV 12th to 15th century, modern 2nd to 4th century. The KJV is an older English Bible. Its underlying Greek text is later than the underlying Greek text of modern Bibles. The intuition reverses what is actually the case. A little later, I'm going to walk you through the majority text position, the legitimate scholarly defense of the Byzantine text type the KJV is built on, but first, the episode that crystallizes the entire textual history. Here is the curveball most readers have never been walked through. The Comma Johanneum is the famous Trinitarian formula in 1 John 5:7. There are 3 that bear record in heaven, the Father, the Word, and the Holy Ghost, and these 3 are one. It appears in the KJV. It does not appear in the earliest Greek manuscripts of 1 John. Erasmus omitted the comma in his first edition, 1516, and his second edition, 1519, for the right scholarly reason. It was not in his Greek manuscripts. Under pressure from theologians who insisted the verse must be authentic, Erasmus reportedly told them that if they could produce a single Greek manuscript containing the comma, he would include it in his third edition. Codex Montfortianus, now in Trinity College, Dublin, modern textual scholarship identifies this manuscript as a 16th century Greek manuscript that itself almost certainly was translated from the Latin Vulgate into Greek specifically to provide Erasmus with the manuscript evidence he had requested. The Comma Johanneum in the King James Version traces to a single late Greek manuscript that was back-translated from Latin to manufacture a Greek witness. That is the textual chain at one of the KJV's most theologically loaded verses. Latin to Greek, likely manufactured, to Erasmus to KJV. The earlier video on the channel covered this episode in depth, V39, the Comma Johanneum. The takeaway here is that the Textus Receptus, at its most famous reading, depends on a Greek manuscript reconstruction Erasmus reluctantly accepted under theological pressure. This does not mean the KJV's underlying text is worthless. The Byzantine text type, the family the Textus Receptus belongs to, accounts for the vast majority of the catalogued Greek manuscripts. There is a serious scholarly position called the majority text view, defended by Hodges, Farstad, Robinson, Pierpont, that argues the Byzantine readings should be weighted more heavily than the critical text gives them, because more scribes hand-copying over more centuries presumably preserved the original better than a small number of early outliers. This is a legitimate textual critical position, debated on its scholarly merits. It is not the same as KJV onlyism, which carries its own theological commitments. What viewers are actually choosing between when they pick a translation, not older and better against newer and worse, and not the reverse. The actual choice is between Byzantine text type, KJV, NKJV, and critical text, ESV, NIV, NLT, NRSB, CSB, and NASB. Both texts represent real Greek manuscript traditions. Both have defenders. The KJV is a magnificent piece of English literature, and its Byzantine text type has serious scholarly proponents. The critical text uses a larger and earlier manuscript witness. Neither side of the debate is moral. The popular intuition that picks one as obviously more reliable usually has the manuscript history backwards. If the manuscript base comparison reframed the KJV versus modern Bibles debate, the next video gets specific about where the two text types actually disagree, because 5 well-known verses appear in the King James Bible but are absent from the earliest Greek manuscripts, and modern Bibles handle them in ways most Christians have never been walked through.